am Pina Crispo, and I am not that mom. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm really excited because podcast one was a solo thing, podcast two was a live podcast, and now we are on to podcast three with a very special guest and my good friend, Jacob Lucas. Jacob Lucas, dating and relationship coach. You've probably seen him online on TikTok, Instagram, and he's giving like all kinds of amazing relationship advice. But we also have someone with him. But I'm gonna let him introduce her. But first off, Jacob, welcome to Not That Mom. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm super excited to be chatting to you again, Pina. Always have a lot of fun when we spoke on previous podcasts, so be brilliant. Also, for people watching, this is my fiance, newly fiance. Was it like 3 days ago, 4 days ago? My name is Avery, or online known as AJ Clementine. And yeah, so we're both excited to be here.
Awesome. And Jacob, by the way, congratulations, guys. Avery, can we just get like a little glimpse?
Yeah.
I have to say, I was so excited when I saw the post go up on social media, and it is absolutely beautiful. Guys, it is up on YouTube as well. Maybe we could put the link in the show notes for you guys because you need to go check it out. It is like one of the most beautiful proposals that I've ever seen. Amazing job, Jacob. And you know what? Honestly, with you being a dating and relationship coach, if you did not get that right, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was stressed. I was stressed. I needed to get his nail perfectly, 100%. Like I got a lot of pressure on me to deliver there, and I think I did. I think I did. I did a lot of research for it. Hotel was nice. We went down there. But the best way to describe it is like a castle from Tangled, like the Disney movie. I never heard about it before. Before I researched it, I saw it. I was like, that is beautiful, and I was like, straight away I knew. I was like, that's when I'm getting engaged. Yeah.
And the beautiful part, guys, I'm telling you, there is a little path, I guess,
Mm.
because the castle is in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like I stayed on an island, and at certain times of the day, the tide goes out, and you can walk across it, or you can get a boat across to it. But we want to walk on the path, and yeah, it's beautiful. Like, and we waited around the whole day. And what was really weird is like God's work or something. We went across a path, there were crowds of people who vanished, and it was just us two and the whole thing. I was like, that is weird, wasn't it? And I thought, all right, I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now. Yeah, it was really really pretty. So yeah.
And then after 3 minutes of the proposal, it was as packed again.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got it with nobody in the background.
It was like God just removed people and okay, you're back. It was really weird. It was like it was perfect. So yeah.
Well, I absolutely love it, and I couldn't have thought of a better way for you, Jacob Lucas, dating and relationship coach, to propose to his beautiful Avery. So, guys, congratulations. I'm super excited for you guys. And we're talking about dating and relationships. And Jacob, this is your jam. You know this better than anyone else, and we've had long conversations about this because the dating world has changed drastically over, oh God, how long would you say? The past 10 years?
It just changing rapidly quick all the time. Like it all the time. So I would say over the last 10 years, even the last 5 years has changed a lot. It really
Yeah,
has. So
right?
yeah.
Post COVID.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So it's kind of like a lot of people like the online stuff, a lot of people don't. And it's kind of a bit of a bit of a mix and match. And like people like casual, and that's kind of like fading out now into like more modern times because it was really big, like casual dating, let's say like 5 years ago. And now people are trying to really stray away from it. So it's always changing. You've always got to be on top of it. So I've always got to be on top of it as a dating coach.
And that's the thing, because even not too long ago when we spoke, I was in the online dating world.
Mm.
So this was over maybe about a year and a half ago. I was in the online dating world, and it was horrendous. You know what I mean? As a single mom of three, trying to get back into dating where, it's been, oh, I think it was something like 21 years diving back into it. And I was just like, guys, what the fuck is going on here? What is happening?
Different world from 21 years ago. Not even the same, is it?
Right? And
Yeah.
and I'm older than you, Jacob, you know what I mean? So like for me, I was a teen in the 90s, and that 90s love that I once knew, now getting into it like, just a few years ago, I'm like, what happened? Where did it go? It was a different world. It was really difficult. This ghosting? What was ghosting?
The home telephone, like, I'm not gonna see you again. Right. You know what I mean? But yeah, so it's different.
Right? So it was just a totally different ball game, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But recently, I'm finding that a lot of my single friends, they're meeting their people and they're happier than ever. And I feel that there's this shift. And you and I were talking about this just the other day. And you were saying, Pina, it looks like things are changing and now people want to get serious.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. Like, people are starting to like realize that casual dating, it might work for some, but for the masses, it doesn't really. People get too attached. They get like, emotionally attached to somebody. The goals don't align. They catch feelings, and then evidently somebody doesn't, you know? And everybody just ends up in a bad situation where you're chasing somebody who doesn't really want to be with you. It affects your confidence. So a lot of people, they really do more so date with intention now. Like, I'm going to go out there and be honest with myself and know I want to get into a relationship. I'm going to ignore like social pressures of people saying just date for casual bit of fun. Um, Even like yourself, Avery, wasn't it? When you turned single, people were saying to you, and just go around, just have a bit of fun, see what's out there.
Yeah.
But you've always had that in you that you've always wanted to be in a loving relationship, and you stuck true to that. And then luckily it worked out fantastically. I think more people are really going down that path and avoiding the casual dating. Again, it's just I don't really know many people who've been down the casual route and it worked out fantastically. Even like if you look at yourself, Pina, you're in a relationship, you're super happy, it's great. Would you want to check? Would you want to go casual?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I find that, could it be that it's just the collective? Everyone was just looking to have some fun and now everyone's like, "Okay, I got it out of my system."
Yeah, absolutely. I think like again, like social pressures. People are nights out, and they go, "Oh, he's fit or she's fit. Just one night you'll be fine. Who cares? A bit of fun." It's not great. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people as well. What he did do is they went onto online dating or a dating scene in real life or whatever. Realize it's tough. It's a tough world, the dating world, very tough world. And a lot of people think instead of putting myself out there to find someone and be in a loving relationship, I'm going to protect myself and just be casual, and not, put my heart on the line basically,
Yeah.
and just have a bit of fun, and try to protect themselves. But in the long run, it doesn't protect them. It actually does the complete opposite. So it's kind of like a bit of short-term fun for long-term pain, as opposed to a bit of short-term pain trying to find somebody for long-term happiness. So yeah.
So you know what? That actually, with you saying that, it reminds me of a conversation we had a long time ago, and it was about the fireplace versus the firecracker. Do you remember that?
Exactly. Yeah, I do remember that. It should be like the Fireplace Firecracker. It should be somebody who you feel nice and relaxed with and warm, but also exciting. Which, with what I have with you, Avery, that's exactly how I feel. I feel very safe. I feel very relaxed in this relationship. But at the same time, we have a lot of fun. You know, but there's a lot of people think you got to go for one or the other. No, you don't. You got to feel good overall in every single area of your life. Which again, with your relationship, Peter, from what you told me, it sounds exactly like that with you. Like you're excited, but he feels like a safe, warm person to you.
When I heard that little, I guess, a story about the firecracker versus the fireplace, it really got me thinking, where the firecracker is that spark, it's that like crazy wild passion, and the fireplace is that warm, sweet, safe place to be. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, like, I want both." Is that so wrong? Like, is that too much to ask for, to want both? To have that passion, that flame, that spark, but then also have that security and that safe, warm feeling of love, you know?
The thing about the whole casual dating versus like long term, a lot of people put that into the category. Casual dating's fun, exciting. Long term's like safe, cozy, and warm. But always have this debate with many people as well about the spark. A lot of dating coaches say the spark is a red flag. You shouldn't go for a spark. I put online that I think personally that's a load of rubbish. And a lot of people actually think, oh my goodness, this is great. We've actually got a dating coach here who actually believes the spark is real. And I can, advocate for myself here. I'm sure you can as well, both of you. The spark is real. 100% it's real.
I definitely didn't think it was real until I met Jacob. Like I never really was like something like nervous on dates. And the first time, our first date, I was like really nervous. And then gradually just like I felt safe. It's like I knew him for like, in like a past life or something. It was strange, but at the same time it just felt so comforting to be around him. But I just remember it was like instant spark. It was so strange.
So Avery, you're telling me that you've got the firecracker with Jacob and you've got the fireplace. See, Jacob, you're the ultimate man. Is that what Avery's telling us?
He tries to be mothers, but I can't hold him. I tell everyone in my life, I'm like, if anything happens, it's probably because of me. 100% because of me.
No, yeah, but the thing is, she treats you really well as well. That's why she got a ring in, what was it, under a year? So she got a ring. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's, yeah, I try my best.
That's all you can do is try your best, Jacob. But you know what? You just said that, it's been under a year and you guys are engaged. And I love this because we're talking about dating and relationships with you, a dating and relationship coach and expert. You're all over social media. Your content is always popping up for me, and I love your content. I was a fan before we ever, connected. And that to me is telling me that, you know what I mean? Like, things are shifting. They are shifting from that casual to finding your person and going long term.
Yeah, well, Avery, you tell me all the time you have a lot younger friends than I do.
Mm.
And they don't like casual dating anymore. They want to date for someone they find special, don't they, basically?
Yeah, I think lots of people are changing the narrative of being like, you're really dating to marry. And I think that's something we saw on the first date. You're the first person that I've come across who says on the first date, isn't afraid to, because lots of people are scared of commitment or scared of like, oh, I'm going to scare them off. And just to say up front, I date to marry. I'm looking for a long-term partner. And it's okay to say that. And like, and you're even saying as well, that's like the right person will want to like, commit and be with you.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, again, with your man, like you committed quite quickly as well, from what I remember, didn't you?
Yeah.
Already nervous about committing, if I remember correctly, to your boyfriend now. You're like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm like, when you meet the right person, you'll know, and you're like, oh, you did it, and straight away went, yeah, I really like him, and that was it. And you've been happy ever since.
Right. And it's been
Mm.
over a year for Mike and I am like over the moon happy with him and just being like, wow, I'm with my person, right? Like I feel complete. I feel whole, which is something I never experienced before. And no offense to my ex, you know what I mean? Like, but it's a different feeling. And I love that. And like you were saying, both of you guys were saying where it's like, the first date was like, we're dating with the intention to marry, to find our long-term partner. I think that's really important. And that was something that I was doing when I was dating. It was just like, on that in the online dating world, you've got that profile and
Yeah.
it says, casual, if you're looking for, to date a little bit, if you're looking for long term, if you're looking for a serious commitment. And I always made sure to say, like, I am looking for long term, serious commitment. And that was one of the first things I would ask people. I'm like, what are your intentions?
I think a lot of people lie about that, though,
Mm.
don't they? A lot of people will trick you to like go, I'm looking for something long term to get you in bed.
I think it's very much in the narrative of that men will like, really like to show you everything, but or you like say that they love you and like love bomb and like they
Yes.
try. I was gonna say that's what you're doing to me, but
Yeah, I do clear my head around that one. That was that.
it's true though. It's like if there's an early stage, you have to be like, you have to have your alarm bells up because it's like sometimes a guy would just want, to get into your bed and then I'm off and then to never hear from him again.
And it makes people distrusting. Again, that's why people avoid the casual now, because it makes people distrusting. I find a lot of, especially a lot of women I'm talking to are taking longer and longer to sleep with a man because they're thinking, I don't want to give it up too easily. I want him to, actually get to know me. I want to see if this guy will stick around. Um, but people need to do it a little bit more often, I feel. Wait, I think like third date is fine. That's not a problem if there's a connection. But I'd say always avoid doing it on the first date. But people do, and that's when they end up getting ghosted. And that's why um, the whole casual scene is kind of like crumbling a little bit because of people keep running into this sort of thing. So yeah,
I know. See, it's really, I thought it was really important for me to like communicate right off the bat what I was looking for to try and avoid those men that you were talking about, Avery. But yes, did I come across them? Absolutely. They will say anything that they think that you want to hear. And I'm sure, like, guys listening, I'm sure that there are women that will do the same, you know what I mean? But I can only speak from my personal experience, right? So I did come across that a lot as well, but I made sure to communicate that right off the bat because
that's
I was
good.
like, if we're not on the same wavelength here, then let's just call it quits now. We're not here to waste any time. I'm 45. I don't have time to waste.
Yeah, a lot of people as well, when they do go say, I'm looking for this, and the person then kind of acts in a way that will mask their true intentions, knowing what you want. But then I always tell people, you've really just got to observe their actions as well as their words. They need to align. So you can't say, oh, I'm really looking for a long-term relationship, and then don't hear from him for like 4 days at a time. Because that's not a person who's looking for a long-term relationship. That's just someone who's trying to get you in bed and then move on. Um, so you really have to watch the words and the actions and make sure that they align. If they don't, if it feels fishy and it feels weird, get out. That's why I say, because there's plenty more fish in the sea.
That's a great tip. Just the minute you feel that something is off, it's not aligned, just get out.
Yeah, 100%. Like our gut instinct is basically our subconscious picking up little nuances and idiosyncrasies and what people have and what behaviors they're displaying. But our conscious mind's not really picking it up. But that's what our gut feeling is our subconscious picking little things up about people. And it might be something that you think you overlooked, but you actually didn't. So you should always listen to your gut instinct. Like, again, you could also have on the good side. I met Avery straight away. I was like, yeah, I know straight away that's who I want to be with. I always said to you as well, didn't I? Like, I knew straight away you're gonna be someone very special to me.
Yeah, I think you even said
Yeah.
on the first date, you're like, I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
think I did
"Oh."
actually, didn't I? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, but I just know. But you felt like the same as well, didn't you? It was really weird.
Yeah. And when I told my friends, they're like, that's a red flag. He shouldn't be saying these things. And I'm like, I think he has more like at stake because he is a
Yeah.
dating coach. And I'm also on social media too. So what would be his motive to try and like,
I'll be the biggest idiot in the world to start playing her. I'll be, so you know what I mean? So
Right?
yeah, 100%. Like, there's a lot of pressure on me not to mess it up, basically.
yeah.
So why would I mess it up without actually? I'd tell my true intentions. I wouldn't hide them. It'd be
Yeah.
ridiculous to do
There
so.
wouldn't be a motive. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
want, yeah.
With your boyfriend, Pina, did straight away? How did you feel about him?
Oh gosh, I was terrified because Jacob, I don't know if you remember our conversations, but Mike picked me up for our first date. He was, and this is what sucks. This is what sucks about the online dating world. So many times, people would say to me, "Okay, let's meet up. I want to meet you. Let's go on a date." And it would just be coffee, but not even like to a nice coffee place, right? Quick story. I had one I was going to say gentleman. I'm not going to use the word gentleman. I had one guy who said to me, "Pick a place and we'll grab a coffee." So I'm like, "Okay, well, there's this Starbucks not too far from me." And I picked it because I know everyone that works there. So I felt safe, right? You know what he said to me? He's like, "You think you're going to get free Starbucks out of me?" Dude, I don't need your fucking coffee. Screw off, right?
What?
So, yeah, but this is what the online dating world has been like for me, right? So when Mike said to me, he's like, "Drinks and dinner," I was like, "Whoa, dinner."
That's the
I'm like,
bare minimum. That's not that's fantastic, yeah, but that's the bare minimum, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I think, which is just what you should do as a gentleman. That's just being a nice guy, like effective. That's what you should do. But it's crazy that people are massively impressed by this now.
right?
Yeah,
So I'm like,
he's
"Whoa,
a
he's
normal bloke now. You're like, "Yeah, he's normal, bro." Yeah.
so he came, he picked me up because we have two mutual friends. So I felt safe with him picking me up. And we went for dinner and he checked every single box. And there was not a single awkward moment throughout the night. And I had a blast. I had an amazing time. And he dropped me off at home, perfect gentleman, didn't even try to kiss me. So I was like, I was actually impressed by that, right? Because I'm like, okay, so maybe his intentions, like, I know he's into me, I can feel that, but it's great that he's not trying to get in my pants right away.
Because you've had such bad experiences, you felt suspicious of him. Like, this is weird,
Yes.
which is it's crazy. It's got to that, you know.
I know what, like, this is the day and the age, I guess, right? So I remember getting out of the car and getting in the house, going to my room, and I was like, wow, that was pretty awesome. So I'm probably never gonna see him again. Like, I was ready to self-sabotage because no one ever talks about the healthy relationships after the toxic ones.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. Very true, actually. Absolutely.
So I was like, okay, I don't know about this. And I was talking to my girlfriend, and she's like, you don't know about it. She's like, "Why is that?" I'm like, "Well, he checks every box." She goes, "Okay, can you just think about what you just said?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that doesn't make any sense."
Well, it might be a bit like a habitual behavior. Like if you're used to a toxic environment, a toxic relationship, and then you've been presented with someone who's not and he's really nice to you, it's kind of like your brain wants to go back to what it knows, which is the toxic stuff. That's why people who leave toxic relationships often end up in new toxic relationships because it's familiar. Um, and then you've really got to be like yourself. You're conscious of this and like, okay, I need to change that behavior. And then you stepped into a healthy relationship. And I'll tell you now, if let's say you and your boyfriend break up, which I hope you don't, you would never go back to
Knock
Starbucks,
on wood.
would you? It'd be like, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't ever repeat because you've had a good life now. You know what it's like.
Yeah. It's so true. And like you said, it's because that toxic seems it's familiar. And as weird as it sounds, the familiar can feel safe. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just like, whoa, I've never experienced this before. What is going on? He's doing all the right things, but why? What's the catch here? When is the other shoe going to drop? And I remember thinking to myself, just play it out, Pina. Play it out. And here I am, like over a year playing it out, and it was the best thing I could have ever done. We have the best communication. We communicated our intentions right off the bat. Like, are you talking to anyone else? No, are you? No.
Road jumping, that's another thing a lot of people don't do, is it?
Mm.
Like they think they need to have a roster of people to talk to. They
What
think
is
that
up with that?
that is one of the worst.
Yeah.
I see so many dating coaches do it as well. They say when you're dating people, date multiple people at the same time. Like, no, don't do that. I say, like, if I dated multiple people after I met Avery, you wouldn't be here, would you?
No.
Like, and vice versa. It's kind of like, why would you start entertaining and go on dates with somebody else
Yeah.
when you have someone you really like? Why not take a chance and see if it works out? And then it's very clean. It's not messy, you know?
Well, because then you're focusing on one person. All your attention is on that one person as opposed to like four people. Then what do? 25% here, 25% here, 25% here, 25% here. You can't really get to know someone and be there 100%.
Let's say I was dating you and I went and slept with somebody else. And then we carry on dating, and you find out I slept with somebody whilst we are dating. On the rules, I could.
Mm.
It's not nice, is it? It's grotty. It's kind of like it just makes it ruins the fairy tale, in my opinion. So I think if it doesn't work out, we're gonna waste a few weeks and then get back to the dating scene. If it does work out, great, you live happily ever after. So what are you really losing? Like,
Mm.
why would you need to date somebody else if you found something you really like? There's no reason. But a lot of people say don't put all your eggs in one basket, which I agree with in a talking stage, but not actually physically dating each other. I think that's madness, in my opinion.
And the thing is that if then later on someone finds out that, hey, while we were dating, you were sleeping around, it breaks this trust. Like, I would feel this like complete ick. Like, no, I do not want to be with you. I'm done. Peace out, right? And you guys have been creating some content together online about dating, and I absolutely love it. And there was one um, piece of content that I came across where you guys were talking about cheating. And it was like, no, the minute you know about it, that's it. It's done.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Mm.
Like, I always tell clients this, like, if you're going to stay in a relationship where you've been cheated on and you stay with them, there's no repercussion for the cheat. They're going to do it again. They will do it again. at 99.9% of the time. And I always do say, like, it might sound harsh, but I do feel if someone's cheated on you, they don't love you. No way. Like, in my opinion, there's so many barriers to entry to cheat. Like, it's not like, oh, I just happened to slip and fall
Yeah.
and I had sex with like I went online, I started a dating profile, I met this person. That's already two barriers. I built a relationship with this person. I went and kissed them, then I went and slept with them. There's so many barriers to entry, and it's done with intention. At no point do they think, "Oh, I can stop doing this and pull away." There's about like 20 barriers of entry, and they still do it. So at no point do they think this is wrong. Why am I doing this to my partner? Like if I cheat on Avery, I couldn't fathom that in my head because for one, I wouldn't want to. Secondly, it would destroy her. Why do I want to destroy someone who I love? Same with you and your boyfriend. You want to it. It's so I will say as soon as you've been cheated on, end the relationship, have that self-respect, walk away, and I don't care what they say. They might say, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. Who cares? It's one of those unforgivables you shouldn't do in the first place. It's like if someone punched you in the face, you wouldn't stay with them. That's madness, right? It's kind of like, why would you do it? There's some things that can be worked on in a relationship, but that's not one of them, in my opinion.
Okay, so I have a question. So, what if you know that in the past, the person you're with now, but in their past,
Hmm.
they did cheat in a relationship?
Interesting. So I would say it would be I would need to know the circumstances of what happened here. Would it because I don't condone cheating in any way. However, there are circumstances. Let's say their partner cheated on them and they thought, right, I'm gonna cheat on you then. It's kind of like they're not the villain of the story. It's just an immature approach to what
The reaction.
yeah, the reaction was an immature approach, but it doesn't make them the bad person. It makes the person who was the primary mover of that whole cheating escapade the villain, in my opinion. And then it's kind of there like I would always say to that person, you should have just left the relationship in the first place, as opposed to try and get your revenge because you didn't get anything out of it. Just leave and move on. That's what I would really say to that. Really, if they were like, I just cheated because I felt like it, I'd be like, oh my goodness, that's a red flag. You cheated in the past because you just wanted to go and have some casual fun. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
Good.
goodness, it wouldn't happen.
What I've like I've seen, and I think it's like, when it comes to relationships, a lot of times like women will like tap out of the relationship, but see if it's gonna work for a few more months. Like they might stay for 6 months, and then in that 6 months, they're kind of like seeding a new relationship because they need to feel that comfort. But it's like if they know the relationship's done, they're still giving like their current partner like, are they gonna step up? Are they gonna change their ways? Whereas like a man will just be like, "Nope, done," you know?
There's also other realities of it as well. It's kind of like if somebody's in a relationship and they've been abused and they don't know a way to leave that relationship, it could be financial control, it could be like physical abuse or whatever, and they cheat. They're not a villain for cheating. They're stuck and they don't know what to do here. Do you know what I mean? So again, it is circumstantial, but it's kind of like if that kind of stuff out of the way where it's not abusive and it's not like they've been cheated on before, they just do it out of like for the sake of doing it, then that's an issue. Do you know what I mean? So it really does. There is grey areas. However, the whole act of cheating itself, you should just leave the relationship before it even gets to that stage. But yeah, it depends about intention and circumstance, but it's never right in the long run.
No, it's true. It's true. But they always say, and I'm a firm believer too. I'm like, everyone has some kind of past, right? So, um, for me, the most important thing is, and absolutely, I'm not going to stand for being with someone who was just cheating to, you know what I mean, like for shits and giggles, right? But I do take into consideration that everyone has a past. I have a past. You know, uh, the past could vary from like one thing to another. Like everything's different. Everyone's different. Um, but for me, the most important thing is the here and now. Like, where are we here? Where, you know what I mean? What are we um, looking to achieve from this together as a couple? What do we see our future like? What are our goals? Where do we want to go? And then just and taking it from there, right? And not looking back and being like, well, that's who you were, or that's what happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and now I'm gonna hold you to that and judge you based on that.
Oh, you can't be a prisoner of your past, and you can hold people accountable for being a prisoner of their own past as well. Um, it's kind of like again, if you're 40 years old and you cheated on someone when you're 20, It don't. You
Yeah,
get,
it's
yeah, it's like it's not the end of the world. But if they did it 6 months ago, it's like, "Well, why'd you do it?"
just be cautious is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Like, why did you do that? Again, if it's a good reason, or like there's not really a good reason to do it, but if there's a motive there that isn't, business, shall we say, then that's okay. Like as long as it's explained, and as long as I don't see those behaviors again, then it's kind of like you got to use your own, got to use your own intelligence at your own discretion a little bit to see again what circumstances. So it's just, but some things, some people can't very well. That makes sense.
Yes, I totally get it, and I think that there is that that fine line there, and it's also based on communication. Is someone being upfront with you? Because if things are shifting from the casual to I want to find my person and I want to settle down, then that communication is going to be there, and it's going to be open lines of communication. So they will come clean and maybe tell you about their past. It's when things pop up that you're like, why didn't you say that? What are you hiding? Right?
That's a really good point as well. Like, if you found out they were a serial cheater in the past, that's so much worse than if they go, I'll be honest with you, I have cheated in the past. And then it's kind of, they kind of put the power in your hands. Do you want to be with me or not? As opposed to, oh, Karen's talking about you in town that you were a cheat. Is this true? And you're like, oh, that'd be a nightmare scenario for everybody.
Yeah.
So you're right. If you're being secretive about your past, then that's not great. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what I would think, like, because one question came up a lot. I took to Instagram stories and I said, Jacob is gonna be on the podcast with me. What do you guys want to know? What questions do you have? And one that came up a lot was, how do you know that you are with the right person? And I know that you've done a TikTok and Instagram reel about this. And I'm gonna let you get to that in a second. But one thing I would think is that there's always open lines of communication and there's full transparency.
100%. Like, yeah, I think that's number one is, well, me and you are very honest with each other, aren't we? Nothing to hide. Like, I always say, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about, you know? We're really transparent with each other. Even like when it comes to like financial stuff, a lot of people hide finances from each other, their wife or husband, which is insane to me. Like, you can look at my bank account, you can have a password to my phone, there's no problem whatsoever, and vice versa. Um, but a lot, yeah, it's really interesting you said that because it's just if people start being hiding, anything, and they're not communicating and being forthright with stuff, huge red flag in my opinion. Huge red flag. But I think I've grown up a really good example of that. My mum and dad, they've been together for like 30 years. They've been married for ages, and it's like they're a team. There's one person in my head. If that makes sense. Like that's
Mhm.
mum and dad. It's like it's not mum then dad. It's mum and dad. So I've always been growing up with that, and it's kind of like that's how I've always seen it moving forward in my own life. So, but we live that, I would say, when yeah, it was really nice. So, yeah.
So what else would it be that you're like, yes, I met the person. I'm with my person. So full transparency, communication. What else is it that, you know what I mean? Is it black and white? Is it something like a checklist? It's like, yep, check, check, check. That means I'm with the right person. Or is it a feeling? What is it?
It's a little bit of both. I do think there's a physical element to it, 100%. So, and well, we both made a video about this, and it got like I think in total like no 20 million views on both platforms, sort of thing. Um, as about if you think that person's the one, or that person's right for you, your body will reject or accept them. So, there's many people I've heard of who basically can't sleep next to somebody. They find it really difficult to sleep next to somebody who's not right for them. Then they meet somebody new, and they can turn off like that and go to sleep so they feel relaxed and calm. Number one is smell. Like, I'm obsessed with your smell, and you are obsessed with mine, which is good. Um,
It's
and,
the pheromones.
yeah, the pheromones are there. It's kind of like my body's accepting you and you're accepting mine. There's loads of little things like touch. Like even now, we're like being touchy feely. If you don't really have that connection with somebody, you don't really want to be touchy feely. To me, it's a little bit of a not a super red flag, but it's like, why not? Does this person not make you feel safe?
Yeah.
Do you not enjoy it? Do you not find their touch comforting? So I would say there's a physical element to it. But I would also say as well, there is that gut feeling, that spark. Like you were nervous. We were all a bit nervous when
Yeah.
when we met each other. You were nervous when we met your partner.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you don't have that little bit of like butterflies about that person, they might be a great person. You might be best friends, but you're not gonna want to rip their pants off at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
like you do have to have that as well. But then you get into the emotional side. That person needs to make you feel safe and you make you feel calm. I'm really calm around you. You're really calm around me.
Well, that's like a
Yeah,
big tell for me. It's like I have like really bad social anxiety, but since being with Jacob, if we're like in a crowd, like you even notice that like my
Yeah.
it's just changed. Like I feel like I can switch my brain around him. I've never had that. Like I've always had to be like on guard. Like I'm always like kind of analyzing like where's the safe route, like where's this. When I'm with him, it's just I trust him.
I think like the one thing that you're saying right now is making me think about what it's like for me in my relationship with Mike and other friends and their relationships. And one of the things that is huge for us ladies is being with someone who puts us in our feminine energy and they take the lead with the masculine, right? Like that is so nice to be able to put your guard down and be like, okay, I feel safe. I feel protected. I can be my feminine because everything's taken care of.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Like, well, it's kind of like a guy should always make you feel protected. Like, even if you can protect yourself, it's not you. You should have to. You should feel protected around your partner no matter what. Um, like if you're walking down a dark alley with me, like you're not really that bothered, are you?
No.
Um, and that's how it should be. Like I'm sure again with
Yeah.
your partner, it's not you don't have to be a great fighter. You just need to know that that man will protect you if you need to be protected. It's a scary world out there. It is a scary world. You don't have a partner who you think, oh, if I'm gonna get mugged here, he's gonna stand and let me get mugged. You want to feel protective around that person.
Yeah.
Um, Even if you don't need the protection, it's nice to know somebody is there for you.
Yeah.
Um,
But like Jacob's very much like we walk in the street, he's like, there's poop there, there's a car screaming, there's this, like he's very much one step ahead. So it's like in my head, it's like I'm just kind of like I have no anxiety. I'm just like I trust him. And yeah, he'll just lead me in the right direction.
you're really nice to people and you're really, really trusting with people. I'm the opposite. I'm like I would be. I'm English, so we're a little bit like, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that's a pickpocket. I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm literally can see this guy will pickpocket you. I see who was looking at. Like I'm quite good at boy language. I read a lot of boy language. I'm like, that bro's got bad intentions. That's a scam artist. And I'm there like, and well, we were walking through London the other day, and someone got their what was it? Their phone stolen, and the people ran off, and the person's like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yeah.
Like my phone got stolen or something like that. And it's kind of like then I'm like on hyper alert. I'm like, okay, right, Avery, hold on to your phone in your pocket, sort of thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Hold my arm. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But a lot of people don't have that in them to do that with their partner. They're like, oh, I'm gonna be all right. The police will sort it. Instead of thinking, I'll make you feel safe. You know. Um, but yeah, a man should always make you feel that, in my opinion. And I do think that sort of thing is lacking in society quite a lot today.
Yeah.
I hear it more and more. Even like these things like you said, your partner, pay for the first date, to you plan the date. It's fantastic. I think that's brilliant. But that's what your standard should be. But it's not out there anymore. But that should be the standard.
And hopefully we will get back to it now that you know what I mean? We said we both or all three of us have noticed that there has been a shift where it's like going from casual to something more serious. People are looking for their longtime partners. So hopefully we're going to see that shift there too, where it's just like, you know what? I am serious about taking you on a date. And it's not for like, a drive-through coffee, but it's for something maybe sitting together at a nice cafe.
Did you date him in the end? When he said that, I'm not gonna free Starbucks. What did you say back to him?
Maybe vlog.
No.
Did you vlog him? Yeah.
And I said to him, I'm like, I'm good, thanks. I can buy my own coffee.
Good.
Such a weird thing to say, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Like such a weird
Right?
thing to say. I always randomly put up things on my Instagram, like what's the weirdest thing someone said to you on a dating app on the first date, and I'm blown away. But I can't even post half of it, so it get taken down. Like yeah, honestly, like I show you, like this is madness.
Yeah.
But I can't even post half of it, it gets taken down. It would get taken down, should I say? It's just it is really difficult if you're a lady out there looking for love.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I had a friend like a few weeks ago tell me that she went on a date and she just told the guy afterwards that she's not really interested in going on the second date. And he said to PayPal him the her half of the date. She did it, but she was just like, okay. Like how strange.
I've heard of people get calculators out on dates to calculate. Men get calculators out to calculate how much money they need to split the bill. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, I've heard that loads of
Tell
times.
you, I think if you're gonna do that, don't be dating. Cause it's just like people don't have to be interested in you. They're not entitled to a second date.
And I get that maybe you don't want to sit for a 2-hour dinner with someone, but there's nothing wrong with going to a nice little cafe and sitting down, you know what I mean, and having something nice there and having a nice little conversation. I get that a lot of guys are like, well, I just don't want to invest the money. I don't want to invest the money and I don't want to be sitting with someone in case there's nothing there. There's no spark.
But again, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like our first date, it was quite like spontaneous in the sense of like what are you doing tonight sort of thing because we start speaking that day. So I was like, what are you going to do tonight? And we just went at the start. We went, okay, let's go to like a real nice bar for a drink because it was quite late. And it's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
and then we went for a nice stroll. We saw each other next day, and then you found a pin. Was it you found a pin for me? Yeah.
Yeah.
She found a pin for me. I was like, that's amazing. I did not see that coming. That was brilliant. And it's cheap. You don't have to spend like, $100 or £100 or whatever it is on a date. You don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
people would rather go on a date that is, for a nice drink or to a really nice coffee shop. That's actually like, quite upscale coffee shop, should we say. And have a great conversation and someone who's respectful and treats them nicely, as opposed to go on a date with a douchebag at a fancy restaurant. It's true though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think our best dates, I love going for walks with guys. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the best date. So like just going to a park, like we'll go to like a national trust, like here in the UK, and I think it's just
Get a bit of coffee along the way, maybe get some lunch and chill out.
Yeah.
Done. It's perfect. Like I would pick that over a fancy dinner all day long.
yeah, same.
Mm.
Oh, I know. If Mike says to me, he's like, P, he's like, you want to go to Costco? I'm like, yes, a Costco adventure. Like,
So that's me. I love a supermarket date. Like Jacob doesn't get it. I'm like, this is a date for me. Let's just go like supermarket shopping. Like I love it.
That's another thing
right?
about the one, isn't it? Like those little small day-to-day things, going to the supermarket, going to the post office. That's fun with the one. That I love it. I love it going with little things with you. Like we play a lot of games and stuff. I'm like, let's go to the game shop. This is mint. I love it. I'm well excited to do it.
We go to like towns that he like grew up in, and he'll be like, I've always walked these towns, but I just thought they're like boring. But now it's like I walk around tons of the year and it's like fun.
See, I think that right there, when people are asking, in my DMs and the question box, like, how do I know I'm with the one? That right there
Mm.
is doing those little things together and feeling complete
Mm.
and feeling that sense of calm and that happiness and that love and that safety. Like, I don't know, that's what I would think is I'm with the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we spent. This is another one as well. We spend 24/7 with each other. Like we both work. Yeah, I think we've had in like 9 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What is it like? Maybe 5 days apart.
Yeah.
Like and yeah, most of it being work related as well. Like, and it's weird, isn't it? It's like I hate being apart from you for 5 minutes, and like vice versa. It sounds toxic to people probably watching from the outside in, but it's not. It's calm, and we just want to snuggle up and.
I think also like
amazing.
to know that the person is the one is when they bring parts of you that like, they bring parts of you that come out when it's like you don't realize we're there. And I think like with Jacob, it's like he's always telling me he's become more goofy being with me. Like he's never had that side of him. And I was always like, I knew it was in you. Like I would see his
Yeah.
social media. He's very much like, he's a dating coach. He's very like professional and proper when he like speaks. But I'm like, there's a goofy side of you. It's gonna come out, and it does. And I'm like,
On the first date, you were shocked at how much of a nerd I was.
Yeah,
Like
I
you're like,
was.
do not say this is amazing.
Yeah.
So like, if you got about yourself, with your partner, like,
Yes, totally. Like, oh gosh. And the one thing that comes to mind is one night where we smoked a joint and we decided to play VR and I was just kayaking in his living room acting like a complete moron and I'm just like looking in the water, this virtual water and I'm kayaking and just a complete goof, a complete fool. But we laughed so hard and it was like the best thing ever. And I felt comfortable being like that, not embarrassed, not ashamed, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? What is he going to think of me? No, because the big thing for me is that Mike is not only my boyfriend, but he's my best friend.
yeah, that's nice. That's how it should be. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's well, you can be fully yourself around him. I'm
Yeah.
assuming, like, you say whatever you want. You don't feel judged for anything. And like if someone had a camera on you behind closed doors, they might think you're a weirdo because that's what we always say. You like both of them are a pair of weirdos. But it's true that's what it should be like. And like even sitting in the car when you pull up from a date or whatever, you can sit in the car for an hour and just have another conversation. That's what we do quite a lot, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah.
Yeah. Um, I
We get all the time where people say, you can't believe everything online, like what happens behind closed doors, like you don't know what they're like. And I'm just sitting there like, we're goofy. Like we can't put that online because it's like crew won't get it.
Our biggest thing is people think we're a social media couple, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like that is insane to me. They're like,
I've seen you guys talk about that, and I'm like, no, no way in hell. I'm like, they are real.
we don't need each other clout. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we talk about all the time. It's like, we do what we do on social media, but it's like since being with each other, we've been so lazy with it. Like we haven't been so on it as we were before because we just love each other's company. Like time passes so quickly. I think that's
I
another
love that.
sign like that someone's the one, isn't
mm,
that time just passes and you don't even realize it. Like days will merge into one and you're just like you just love each other's company. Like you forget about work. And I think that's really special.
we've really got this plan ourselves. Like,
Yeah, we do.
I always like with work stuff. I'm always on it. Like, I'm always on my phone, got my phone next to me, kind of thing. But it's kind of like that's how my mind works. I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do this. But for me, it's more so like stuff like the gym as opposed to work. It's more so like, oh, should I go to gym? I used to love going to the gym. I still go like 4 times a
too.
week, and I'm there like, oh, okay, I got to leave the house now. I'll go to the gym. And it's kind of there like, oh. Whereas I've really got to force myself and discipline myself to do it. Like work, I love my work anyway, so I'm always on it. But gym's my biggest thing that I'm struggling with the most at the minute. 'Cause I'm like, just leaving the bed in the morning to go. I'm like, oh, come on, like
He's like, can you come with me?
See, can't get enough of you, Avery. That's how you know that you are with the one, right? When you just can't get enough of them and you want to spend all this time together. I don't think, I know that you said before, Jacob, some people looking in on it may be like, oh, that's unhealthy. That's not normal. But I also think one of the big shifts from things going from casual to, more long term and people looking for their partner is the fact that we are we're older too, not like it
mm,
was in the past. So, we're looking at life a little bit differently.
oh yeah,
And so now it's time to settle down, right?
yeah. I always think like age is a factor in it as well. I do think some people are old souls. They're like born old. Do you know what I mean? And you feel old from like let's say that a 20-year-old might feel like they're 50. Which I think you fit into that category pretty well, Avery.
I wish I met him like in my early 20s because I just would have married him then and there, and we would have like,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think like as well. I just think the glorification of casual dating is evaporating now. I really do. I think it's a good thing that is going because it's just more people. You'd be happy with the one than you would be with 10 people in your bed. 100%.
It's so true. And I love it. And I love the conversation that we had here today. And I can't wait for everyone to hear it because I think it's so important, And I think we really need to look at dating a little bit differently and approach it differently, right? And I also love the content that the two of you guys are creating together and putting out there because it's so educational. It is so entertaining. I absolutely love it because you make me see things in a different light sometimes that maybe I wouldn't have thought of. So that was awesome. And guys, please give everyone your social media handles so they can go and check you guys out and follow you and see what you guys are up to, not only as individuals but together as fiancés. Was that what you would say, fiancés as a
John says
couple?
out, yeah. Oh, first of all, thank you so much for having us. We really enjoyed it. But I'm really happy for you as well in your new relationship. I love hearing about that. That's awesome. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
socials. If anyone wants to see our stuff, I'm Jacob Lucas 101, and
I'm AJ Clementine.
And you guys collab a lot on things. So if you go to one, you can probably like hit the other one up there too.
yeah, just come check it out if you want like relationship stuff. Avery's more like lifestyle stuff, isn't it? Like just having fun and stuff. So, but we do collab quite a lot, and yeah, and we started like little vlogs as well, having me on YouTube and stuff like that. So, yeah, go check it out. It'd be really nice.
Definitely, guys, go check it out. And thank you for joining us. And remember, I'm Pina Crispo, and I'm not that mom.